All right, guys. So it looks like we have an anti-Kaepernick situation. Okay, as a young girl, a college soccer player by the name of Kiersten Hening was kicked off of her team because she refused to kneel. Okay, and guys, when I saw this story, I was like, "Uh-oh, here we go, here we go." So let's go ahead and read a little bit more about this story. Kiersten Hening, a former Virginia Tech women's soccer player, is suing her former coach after she was allegedly benched and forced off the team because she didn't want to kneel during a pregame demonstration last September. Hening, 21, was a midfielder slash defender for the Hokies from 2018 to 2020. In a federal lawsuit filed last month, Hening said her former coach Charles Adair wasn't a fan of her political views. According to the documents obtained by TMZ Sports, Hening said that during the peak of the Black Lives Matter movement last summer, she often disagreed with her teammates on social justice topics. In the lawsuit, Hening said she supports social justice and believes that Black Lives Matter, but she said she doesn't support BLM, the organization. Hening added that she disagrees with Black Lives Matter's tactics and core tenets of its mission statement, including defunding the police. Hening said during the pregame reading of a unity statement on September 12, 2020, many of her teammates knelt before their game against Virginia, but she remained standing and she was verbally attacked by Adair at halftime. Adair allegedly pointed a finger directly in her face and said that she was bitching and moaning. Hening added that Adair said she was being selfish and individualistic for doing her own thing. Adair continued to target Hening with verbal rants before benching her. The lawsuit stated, according to Hening, things got so intolerable that she felt compelled to leave the team. Hening felt like her constitutional rights were violated, and she is suing for an undisclosed amount. She demanded that the judge order Adair to put her back on the team and to get acclimated with the First Amendment, the lawsuit says. In 2018, a true freshman, Hening started 19 games, and she played 18 games in 2019. In the lawsuit, Hening says she played more minutes than any other player on the team. All right, guys. So it looks like she was basically forced off the team through harassment. It got so uncomfortable and so intolerable that she had to leave. Now, she's saying that the reason for this is because she refused to kneel, and I would assume it's probably during the national anthem, right? She refused to kneel during the national anthem. Okay? And she also said that, you know, while she believes Black Lives Matter, right? Non-capitalized, little Black Lives Matter, she doesn't believe in big Black Lives Matter, which is the organization, okay? And my thoughts on this. Again, this is just another reason why you don't mix politics and sports, right? When you push these social justice movements to the forefront of sports, it has an effect on the team environment. Like, you know, I'm not sure if you guys have ever been on a sports team, right? But when you're in the locker room, you know, a lot of that stuff kind of goes out the window, right? And, you know, typically in the men's locker room, you know, it's kind of resolved, right? But at the end of the day, you know, it's a brotherhood, okay? Whether you're black, white, Latino, Asian, whatever. If you own the team, you own the team, right? The enemy is the other team. The enemy is not your brothers in that locker room. And when you mix politics in sports, when you bring all these movements into sports, you really make it hard to maintain that dynamic because everybody has to have a political opinion. And if somebody doesn't go along with your political opinion, then they're going to be hurt. Ultimately, that's going to disrupt team chemistry, and it just takes the fun out of sports, okay? That's why, you know, I am vehemently against what Kaepernick started when it came to this kneeling thing, okay? I felt like he was injecting politics in sports in a way that it just didn't need to be, and it was going to just cause more division in this country. And this is the type of division that I'm talking about. If Kaepernick never kneeled, do you think that this would be happening? Probably not. It would not be happening. But because he kneeled and because everybody's behind the whole Black Lives Matter thing now all of a sudden, if you're on the team, you have to support Black Lives Matter. You have to support this organization and this movement, or else you're a racist and, you know, you might get forced off the team, right? And it's funny because her views, right, in terms of what she said in the lawsuit, it's not even like an extreme view. It's not even like she's like, no, Black lives don't matter, right? That's not what she said. What she said is that, listen, I do believe that Black Lives Matter, right? The statement, but I don't agree with the organization. And a lot of people don't. That's a pretty reasonable, moderate position. Okay? That's a reasonable, moderate position. I agree with the statement. I don't agree with the organization. But again, guys, that's not enough for these people. These people want you to be on board 100%. You have to agree to 100%. And if you don't agree to 100%, if you're white, you're a racist. If you're black, then you're canceled. Okay? That's just how it works. And half of these people haven't even done their research on the organization. They're just going along with it because Black Lives Matter is in the name. And this is the problem with the far left movement. There is no room for diversity of opinions. You have to fall in line behind the narrative. If you don't, then you're canceled. Period. And you got to agree 100%. There's no room for any type of intellectual diversity whatsoever. Because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that just don't agree with the organization. I don't agree with the organization. I'm black. Of course, I believe that the life of black people matters. I believe that everybody's life matters, right? I believe everybody's life matters. Again, it's funny because, you know, we live in a day and time where it started with Black Lives Matter. And there's Asian lives matter, right? And it's trans lives matter. Okay, so we're headed towards all lives matter. So people that were saying all lives matter were right, right? They were right. They were right. All lives do matter. Okay? And that encompasses black people. Everybody believes that. But they want to make that statement so controversial when it doesn't need to be. I mean, freedom of speech is effectively dead in this country, guys. Let's be real. Freedom of speech is effectively dead in the United States of America. We might as well be China. And, you know, I do feel bad for this young lady that she felt like, you know, she needed to leave the team because of the harassment. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see what comes of this. But, hey, this is just a result of how sports has been politicized. Okay? And how, you know, at this point, we can't even watch sports without getting some type of political message. And even those on the team, you all have to agree with the political message. Or if you don't, then apparently they harassed you for it. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.